Pritchard and the Devil.
It was nice. It was nice. It was nice. It was relaxing. It was nice.
If someone ever described anything I provided for them as nice, I'd be devastated.
They shut down downtown Barbados so we could race around it and all that sort of stuff. That was pretty cool.
That's more than pretty cool.
No, I wasn't racing, so I didn't care.
Oh, fuck that then. Only because I want a free trip to Barbados, I'm not going to lie. I have no desire to talk to this dude outside of me getting something out of it, because I'm that kind of a shallow human.
Welcome! Episode 43 of the Archer and the Devil podcast extraordinaire extravaganza. Welcome to our podcast. It's a bank holiday.
Cheers.
It has no bearing on the podcast whatsoever.
It has no bearing on anything at the moment.
I just thought I'd mention that it's bank holiday.
It's May weekend. May Day weekend.
It's also, just going straight into it, it's a very significant day.
It is.
Especially for our podcast.
It is.
Because two good friends of the podcast,
former guests,
Mr. Pritchard and Mr. Johnny Ward, have finally, if you've been following social media, we've been sharing what we can to big the boys up, but they have, crazily, Johnny talks about it when we interviewed him, Pritchard didn't, but they have been rowing in a boat from, where was it? Lanzarote to Antigua.
In Caribbean.
Across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
And it was 3,200 nautical miles.
Yeah.
And they've done it. They literally finished yesterday. It's taken them 7.5 weeks.
50 days and 5 hours and
Mental.
2 minutes or something like that.
Mental.
It's insane.
Nearly 2 months.
Yeah.
At sea.
Yeah.
They've not left the boat. They've been eating, sleeping, shitting, everything on that boat for 2 months.
4 people. And they've got one bedroom, essentially, taking it in 2 hours at a time. So 2 hours on, 2 hours off, and swapping. You have a rowing partner. So Johnny had his guy. I can't remember his name.
Yes, that's it.
Pritchard had his guy.
Yeah.
And that was it. And they were just taking it in turns.
So from Johnny's Instagram, thank you, Johnny, his schedule he posted.
Was this on the boat, what he was doing?
This is his schedule on the boat. Okay. So he said the daily level of fear, anxiety, and isolation and discomfort over a period of 7 or 8 weeks was untrue. What I thought would be a hard physical challenge was something truly, truly different indeed. There is simply no respite. So 2 hour rows, so they was doing it in 2 hour intervals. You get 20 minutes to eat, but you can't cook anything.
Yeah.
It's all just dried food.
Dried food, yeah.
Add water.
Yeah. Which at least I've got loads of water around them.
Well, yeah, but you can't drink it.
You can't drink it, salt water.
So they have to desalinise it. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you. And again. Bless you 3 times.
Oh, excuse me. Right, let's start again. So they had 2 hour rows.
Yep.
And this is 24 hours. There's no break.
Yeah, no.
So it's 2 hour rows.
And when you're not rowing, that's when you sleep or
20 minutes time. 20 minutes to prepare your food. Tend to your injuries for 10 minutes. Then you try and sleep for 40 minutes. And then you're back to rowing for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then you're 2 hours on, 2 hours off, 2 hours on, 2 hours off. Every week, every day, every week, every month.
It's crazy to think what has happened in the world, what you've done, what I've done, just day to day. And they've just been rowing. Yeah,
for the last 2 months.
For 2 months. For 2 fucking months. Like, we've done 8 podcasts in that time.
He said, since March the 13th.
Is that when they started?
That's when they left.
Jesus Christ.
He hasn't taken a single upright step in almost 50 days, because obviously you're on the boat, so you're crouching over all the time. He hasn't stood up straight in 50 days.
That can't be good for you.
He hasn't showered in 50 days.
I mean,
because there's no shower on the boat.
Jump in the ocean.
He hasn't eaten any fresh fruit or vegetables for 50 days.
I bet other people haven't as well, to be fair with that one.
True. Just dehydrated powdered food with water for 50 days.
And they were vegan powered the whole way as well. It was all vegan food.
He hasn't used a real toilet for 50 days.
Yeah. Hasn't used a bed.
He hasn't slept for more than 1 hour.
That's the one. Like, they're all older than us, every one of them.
Yes.
And not sleeping. I think on Friday I slept for about 3 hours. And by Saturday I was just dead.
He said he hasn't slept for more than an hour in one stretch or more than 4 hours total in a whole day. So and he's rowed 12 hours every day since he last saw dry land back in March. 12 hours for 2 months. And these are not even like athletes.
No.
They're not professional rowers.
I mean, to be fair, like Pritchard's in good condition. He does ultra marathons and stuff like that.
So is Johnny to an extent.
Yeah, but they're not.
That's not what they do.
No.
Johnny can't even swim. No, is it Johnny or Pritch?
Johnny couldn't swim.
Can't even swim.
He learned to swim beforehand.
Just in case he fell overboard.
Yeah.
That is mental.
Oh, no.
And you think, oh yeah, okay, over the Atlantic. And then you think, oh yeah, 8 weeks, 2 months, 50 days.
50 days.
I can't even remember March the 13th. And that was the last time he stood on dry land.
Yeah. Honestly, I think if we broke down, we probably should have got a list of everything that's happened since then. But I bet an insane amount has happened. Football's cancelled and started again since then. There's been a whole shit with the government. There's been COVID deaths. There's been vaccinations and stuff like that, and like they've become much more prevalent. We've gone through a stage of lockdown. That happened while they were at sea. I think, did they leave just before? No, because March 17th.
Because they weren't sure if they was going to be able to get there, was they?
Yeah.
So I think they left just before.
They were meant to leave in January. And they had loads of problems with the boat.
It was all delayed.
Then they finally got going.
Then the boat broke.
Broke. The chair slidey bit broke.
And they had the wrong parts, if you remember. Yes. They tried to leave.
Where the oars go in.
They got the wrong bits. So then they left and then came back.
Yeah.
But I think they're the first ever people.
From where they started off.
From where they started to where they finished.
Start at a different point.
That's it. Yeah. Which is fucking...
50 days.
That's insane. I'm trying to think, is there anything I've done for 50 days? Purposely done it. I tried the 40 days and 40 nights, no sex thing for Lent.
Right. Like the movie.
Yes.
40 days and 40
Tommy
nights.
Tanks, nothing.
Right.
And
is Tommy Tank a thing? You said that last week. I'd never heard it before.
Tommy Tank.
I get what you mean.
Ham shank. You know what I mean?
Ham shank.
A ham shank. Cockney rhyming slang.
Right, okay.
And I think it lasted 12 days.
A Tommy wank.
I think
how long?
12 days.
Which one did you fail on, the sex or the wank?
Someone put all the windows through in my car. And I couldn't... honestly, right? Don't scoff, right?
I didn't scoff.
Because...
I'm not a scoffy person.
You don't... It's the same as anything, right? If you're used to doing something...
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you can't...
Yeah.
It's all you fucking think about. That could be sugar. It could be fizzy drinks. It could be anything.
Yeah,
right?
if you're smoking or drinking or...
And it's all you think about. So... And it's a habit. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, it's a habit. So... You're lying in bed and you think, oh, I might have a... Oh, no, I can't do that. And you can't do it.
My question is, though, when you broke it, did you break it with...
Myself.
You said, okay, that was my question.
I had to because I couldn't cope with that on my mind and on my windows being broken. It was too much of a stressful situation.
And not only that, but if you were to get somebody else involved, you almost want to knock one out first if it's been that long.
I literally got a phone. I was living with my friend.
You have to have a tactical first.
Well, possibly. I was living with my friend at the time, producer Rob. I was living with producer Rob and his wife at the time, and the car was parked outside their house, and the car never really moved. It was always parked in the street because I always had a van, so I very rarely used my car. To this day, I don't know why somebody chose my car. But they put every single window through, bar the windscreen.
Just on your car?
Just on my car.
Really?
I don't know whether it's because it had stickers on or because it was a modified car, or I don't know. Nobody,
what car was it?
Just a Peugeot 206. Don't know. But nobody ever said, I got ya. Nobody said revenge. Nothing. Don't know. I never pissed anyone off. Nobody ever looked at me bad in the pub or went, you know what I mean? To give you, nothing.
The thing is, if someone does something like that, they almost want you to know it's them.
Yeah, exactly.
You would think. You know what I mean?
No. But anyway, I literally got a text because I was like living in like not the outhouse, but it was like an extension.
Like the pool house.
Well, it was basically the music room.
Right.
But it didn't have like a bathroom or a kitchen. It was just a room that I lived in, but it had its own entrance and stuff. And then I'd go into the main house to use the bathroom and the kitchen and everything else. And I got a text message from them in the house, from Sam, and she went, somebody's broke all your windows on your car. I was like, okay. Thinking she was winding me up. And it was quite a big house, and it was like a big long corridor. So I walked all the way to the corridor, opened the front door, went, oh yeah, shut the front door, went straight back to my room. Give me 10 minutes. done what I needed to do, and then went back out and dealt with the car because I couldn't. I was like, it's too much. To be fair, it was probably just an excuse. Do you know what I mean? It was probably just an excuse.
Yeah.
It's the same as if you stop smoking. Oh, I couldn't handle the. I had to have a cigarette. Do you know what I mean? Same thing.
I stopped smoking when I turned 30.
Right.
I always said I'll stop smoking if I turn 30 or if I have kids first. And I still haven't got kids. I still smoke. But I turned 30. Because apparently if you quit before you were 30, it undoes most of the damage or something like that, I read. But I always said if I quit smoking, I'm going to quit with a 4-pack in my pocket.
Right.
Because I don't want the...
Anxiety.
It's not that I don't really get anxiety, but I wanted to know I could do it because I wanted to do it, not because I didn't have the ability to do it.
Because you didn't have any more.
Right.
Right.
And then I got drunk and forgot that I'd quit smoking.
Right.
So I quit on my birthday, I think was the the Friday. But I was like, I'll quit on the Sunday because I'm going out Saturday night for my birthday. So I went out. I had my ex at the time threw me a party. So Sunday morning I had my last cigarette. And I was like, that's it, I'm done. And I had like about 18, 19 left in the pack or whatever. And they were still on me all week and didn't smoke. And then Thursday night I went out and got drunk in the pub and just went for it. I'm going for a smoke. I just went out and no one said anything. Everyone just forgot because we were all drunk. And then I started smoking and one of my mates was like, you quit? And I was like, oh yeah, fuck that. So I've never tried again.
Terrible.
Yeah. But no, 50 days. I don't think I could.
Most people fail.
Yeah.
For any, I mean, I know he had no choice because he couldn't just
well, he's at sea.
Leave.
Yeah,
you know, he's like, I don't want to do this anymore, lads.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I know it's the same as if you'd have gone out there and quit smoking and you got no cigarettes, you're quitting smoking.
100%.
It's tough shit. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think I've ever committed to anything for
especially
that long.
Something like that.
That hard? Exactly.
Yeah. Like even if you did, like, I'm not eating meat for 50 days, or I'm not gonna drink for 50 days, or I'm gonna work out every day for 50 days. Unless you were working out for 12 of those 24 hours a day.
And that's the thing.
If you worked out every 2 hours and then slept for 2 hours and then worked out for 2 hours, and even then, you've got a bed.
The mental aspect of it is huge.
Reading his posts throughout because Johnny's quite in touch with his emotional side.
Well, they was doing it for mental awareness as well.
Mental awareness. Yeah. But I think Pritch probably puts on a bit of a harder front. So even if he's struggling, he's more inclined to kind of, for everyone else's sake, stay upbeat.
Yeah. Because he's not the class clown in that sense. Yeah.
Whereas I think Johnny's a bit more introvert.
Yeah.
And he's a bit more, this is fucking tough. And there was a few posts and there's more in comments on Instagram, and there was more there, and he was breaking down. Like, I don't even know if this is worth it. Which I guarantee if you said to him, now is it worth it, he'd be like, fuck yeah.
Of course he will, because he's finished it.
Yeah.
But you're always going to have them moments where it's like, oh my God, what am I doing? And all that sort of shit.
But it was refreshing reading his vulnerability and honesty throughout it as well, about the fact that he was saying, I'm not enjoying this. Like, I keep thinking that the financial hit of it, what happened to my family, happened to my fiance, I think. Was he married?
He just says his missus, didn't he?
Yeah, so his partner either way.
No, they put the marriage off, if you remember.
That was it, yeah.
So they're not married yet.
But even that,
put the marriage he was supposed to be getting married, but he put it off for the boat ride, didn't he? Yeah.
And like food and one thing he said was, I don't know what damage I'm doing to my body permanently. And that was the part where I was like, shit.
Because if you're only eating powdered food, like I would doubt that there's many real studies that have been put into that in terms of the exercise that they're doing as well. Like they've gone, how many calories do I need a day? Okay, we'll eat that.
But even then,
there's no real,
because they're on the chair, like upper body wise, they're not doing any work. I mean, I wasn't on the boat. I don't want to say they weren't doing any work, but it was all leg work. It was all core.
No, rowing's not.
No, because they had the slidey chair.
Yeah, but you push with your legs and then you pull with your arms
I get
as
that,
well.
But you're not really using...
Rowing's solid.
No, it is, but you're not really using your upper body. The way the chair works...
You are.
But no,
do you not see Pritch's muscles?
But he came out and said, I've got bingo wings now.
Yeah, that's because of how much weight he's lost.
Yeah, true.
That's why, because he's lost so much weight so fast.
I would want to, I think every 10th hour, I'd be like, right, lock my chair in. I'm just using the upper body. I'd want to come out jacked.
But he's got like traps and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, his back is going to be fucking
He's going to be ripped. And they're all going to be tanned to fuck.
That's the thing.
They all look like the cast of Castaway.
100% do. They've all got like scraggly beards. Because the worst thing was, I know Johnny's guy, the other guy who was rowing with him, he was the oldest. He was the skipper, I think.
Yes.
And he got quite a few injuries. and he was still trying to power through it, but Johnny was having to pick up the...
Yeah, they was getting like mad blisters, and Pritch, I don't think Pritch
pulled his
finished.
back.
Yeah, I don't think he was rowing
the
for
last
like the last
5 days, I think.
Yeah, he's not been able to do it because he's been out of action. And the boat they're on as well, it's like, when it's like 25 feet long or something like that. So there's like, I think there's like the little kitchen area like at one end, and then all the equipment. And then the other end is the bedroom that's basically the size of not even a full-size double bed. No. And it's like that high. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
No toilet. Just hang your ass off the end of the bed. And they've been rowing naked, shitting in front of each other, all sorts. It's like Pritchard didn't put clothes on for a week. Yeah. At one point, I don't think it was like, fuck
He took fancy dress outfits with him as well, because it's Pritch.
Yeah. And they've been, I think they said, didn't they jump in the water? And there was like...
There was a halfway point, wasn't it?
Well, there was the furthest away from any land ever.
Yeah, and it was the deepest part of the ocean as well, I think.
Yeah, and it was like they was literally the furthest point away from any land anywhere in the world or something like that, because of how deep it was and how far away they was. So things like that. But again, there's nothing there. It's got to drive you crazy. Yeah. Like mental crazy.
No support boats.
No reference.
No helicopters.
Nothing.
No, nothing. Like literally, it's just you and there's another dolphin. There's another dolphin. Oh, there's another dolphin.
It's fucking... We're going to try and get him back on.
Yeah, we are.
We want to speak to Johnny and Pritch. Hopefully together, but I don't know if that'll work out.
Because Pritch will be back in Wales.
Yeah.
And then Johnny will be back in Thailand.
I wonder if his house is built yet. You know what I mean?
That'll be nice for him to go home to and have...
And it's half done. He's half sound.
Done, yeah,
I've had to not deal with any of this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit... I don't know if I could...
I can't swim. I couldn't do it.
I'd like to think that I could, but I think in reality, I just don't think I could.
It's one of those things I'd love... It's easy to say, sat here, yeah, I could do that. But I've never rowed... Well, I have rowed, actually. I've rowed twice. I'm like a chocolate Viking. I'm really good at it, actually.
What? Good at rowing?
Yeah, I'm good at rowing. My ex had a thing that they were for a work one year. They were doing this like bonding staff day out, and partners were invited.
Right,
which was like 10 years ago, and it was had to wear one of those proper fucking
life jackets.
No, the whole suit thing.
For what? What was you doing?
It was rowing essentially, but there's like 12 of us, I think, like 6 on one side, 6 on the other. And we were all rowing, and I was at the front on my side, and my ex was behind me or next to me. I can't remember now. It's been a minute, but we kept going round faster on my side because I was rowing.
Just go round in circles.
I mean, she was a hairdresser,
yeah.
So there were a lot of hairdressers,
yeah,
and hairdressers' partners,
yeah.
So everyone else there was a bit, weak, for lack of a better word. And obviously, I'm a big fucking dude.
Yeah.
So I went, and I was in much better condition then. And I was like 27 years old, 28 years old. Played football 3 times a week and climbed and stuff like that. So I'm there rowing away. And we were just like, you got to slow down because your side's going faster. So we're just going round in a circle. Chocolate Viking.
That's why I couldn't do it.
Because of that?
Because I'm just too hench.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I think it'd just be
10 days and you'd be there.
You know what I mean? You'd end up back where you started.
That's a mile.
You'd be like all the way around. You'd be like, oh, we've just been there.
You get to the Caribbean. You know what? Let's just loop it. Let's just whip round it.
We'll do 3,000 miles in a circle.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're good to go. But no, I don't think I... Let us know in the comments if you think you could do it.
No, realistically, I don't think I could. I think the exposure would drive me fucking insane.
I think it's just the massive lack of nothingness.
Yeah.
There's just nothing.
Yeah.
And imagine if you didn't get on with the lads.
Yeah, that would be the worst. Like any arguments or any...
That's the sort of thing would get to the point where, like, people's breathing would annoy you.
Yeah.
The way you're breathing is really pissing me off. You know what? I'm just breathing. Yeah, well, stop doing it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the sort of situation you're going to be in.
Well, they were saying Pritch snored as well, and they were all saying they didn't realise that I didn't know it would be a problem. But, like, one of the dudes was like, we can't sleep now as well. I can't sleep because I sleep when Pritch sleeps, and he snores like a motherfucker. It's like, even that would be like, I'd drown him. Just drown, especially when you've got the option. You know what I mean?
Just drown him. No one will know.
Yeah, like...
We had a terrible incident today.
Yeah.
Pritch fell off the boat. We tried our best. But we threw him an onion. He didn't catch it. He sunk. Sorry.
Game over.
But we're trying our best.
We're trying our best.
R.I.P.
If you're ever going to kill anyone, that's the place to do it. I mean, it's a bit elaborate way to do it.
Like, it's a lot of effort.
It's a lot of effort. There probably are easier ways.
There's a lot of training involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah, there's probably are better ways to kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But fair play to him. Because the thing is, when everything was going wrong from the start, I remember messaging you saying, the amount of things that have gone wrong, I won't go on that trip.
No, because it was like, when you get on a boat and there's bits missing,
Yeah. Right,
for a start, it's a freshly built boat.
Yeah.
And they've sent the main components that hold the oars in was the wrong size.
No, that was the wrong type first.
It's like, did nobody try it?
Yeah, first hand.
When you built this boat by hand, specifically for this purpose.
But Johnny put a thing up saying they won't be getting a Christmas card from me.
Yeah. Did anybody think, should we just check the oars? Nah. We built it. We know they fit.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's only one set of oars. Oars are oars. Now, Dave, are you sure? Trust me.
And then was it the dagger board? Is that what it was called?
I don't fucking
The one
know.
that goes through the middle. That wouldn't do its job properly. Then it broke, and then they replaced it when they went out, and then it broke 5
Didn't
days
they get
ago.
like 6 miles or something like that originally? Then they
broke.
get hit by a storm.
That was the first day. Imagine that. You're like, fucking, we're gone. Finally. Oh, what's that? The boat's broke. Oh, okay, so
Let's go back.
let's go back.
But yeah,
But I said to you, I'm one of those people that I look for signs. I do. I don't look for them, but I pay attention when they
lads,
when
this
they
just isn't meant to be.
when they manifest. I have a very big thing about if the universe is telling me something, I'm gonna go, cool, okay, I'll listen to that. Because only because later down the line I'll go, there was a sign, and I missed it. And if that many things went wrong, there's a fucking pandemic for a start. You know what I mean? Like, we've been planning this for like a good couple of years, or a good year at least, and now there's a global pandemic. So I can't even get to the country to row out in the first place.
Great place to stay away from it.
Well, yeah.
As long as you all have a negative
There's
test
social
before you get on
distance from the entire
That's what
world.
I'm saying. As long as you have a negative test before you get on,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We'll avoid most of it.
Yeah.
We're away for 2 months.
Yeah.
Should have died down a bit by then.
Which it has.
To an extent. For some countries it has.
For some countries it
For
has.
some it's like it's starting all over again.
India are getting 400,000 cases a day currently.
It's like, how are they so far behind?
Fuck knows.
It's like a year ago
I
that was
know.
happening. And now all of a sudden someone's just gone...
Yeah. Like, one person got it, sneezed on someone, and the whole country
It's like
went,
Thanos has gone to it, like India,
yeah,
gone
yeah. All of you
COVID,
guys,
and they've all gone, fuck. But you would have thought this would have already happened.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. But I think it's because they went into lockdown initially, and now they're not in lockdown, and there's 1 billion people there. So there's 1 billion people on one train, essentially. So once one person's got it, it just dot the dots away all the way to the back.
It's like...
But yeah, they have managed to avoid a big bulk of it. And it must be like the whole thing of it, just the mental. That's what would get me, I think. I'm very much an internal person. I'm loud as fuck, but I consider a lot and I think a lot. And I think having 50 days at sea with nothing but your thoughts.
That's what I'm saying.
I've
There's a
drive
lot
myself insane.
There's a lot of revelations going on in your head
It's
there.
not even that, if me and you were on that boat
Yeah.
with 2 other people, right?
Yeah.
It's not that I would drive myself insane. I would drive you insane.
I think I would get thrown overboard first.
I don't know. I think the amount I talk about time and the universe.
Yeah, but there's only so many conversations you can have in
There's not.
in 4 months,
There's 2
8
months.
weeks.
I don't know. Because the thing, even if it's the same conversation from a different perspective, and you're like, I get it. I got it in fucking that side of the ocean. Drown him.
I don't know. I think you're right, though. I don't think I could cope with myself. Not even someone else.
It's not
It's yourself.
It's not a good place to have a bad day.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? And I've got to assume.
But it's the monotony. It's the lack of sleep.
Yeah.
It's just the nothingness.
And there's a thing of like, if someone's injured, you now a bit resentful of them.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
Look at that pricks out there snoring.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Oh, 6 hours have been you've been in bed now.
All right, over there, are ya? Don't fucking look at me.
And like,
all that sort of stuff.
there was a thing as well. Johnny put up like of all the things he was like that were going to bother him, and one of them was, what if the guy I'm rowing with doesn't row at the same pace I do? It was at a sink.
Yeah.
And it's like that. Like if I was like, look, I've got a good flow here, and you're fucking me up. And I literally would be like, you know what? Just stop. Go and sit down
But
there.
that's
I'll do it by
100%
myself.
possible.
Yeah.
Because
Of
they're
course
all
it is.
different ages. They're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
different, like, athleticism. They're all completely different.
And not only that, if you think the revolution of your arm does, that depends on the span of your arm as well. So if we've both got pretty much the same length arm because we're both the same height. It's essentially, you're a bit taller than I am. But if it was me or you and then a 5'10" person doing it,
Yeah.
we're going to do a much bigger revolution.
It's like
than
walking.
they
It's
are.
like walking with someone shorter.
Yeah.
It's 1.5 steps for
Yeah.
every one of yours.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
Fuck, come on, I'm trying.
It's not that. It's walking slow because you have to go at their pace and you do twice as many steps as you normally do.
imagine though that, but heightened.
But yeah.
Heightened.
Because that's all it is.
Because that's all you've got to think about
for 2 months.
For days on end, and it just festers.
And you'd be sat there just staring at them like, we've got an hour left till I have to ride with you again. You fucking piece of shit.
It's so easy though to get in that mind frame of just, but also because you've only got the others to check you.
Yeah.
If you already hate one of them,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? And then because you realistically you're seeing each other all the time.
What's worse, hating someone or being the one that's hated?
I'm just thinking if any of them had a tummy tank.
Oh, okay. I think by that point you'd be like,
I need to.
Lads, just look away for a
Gotta
minute.
bust one out.
You know what? I'm going to get in the sea. Right, I'll hold on to the boat.
Just drag me along.
And just... I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Backwards?
I mean, you make the most of it, wouldn't you?
Like that, just looking up at the sun.
At that point, especially, I mean, you wouldn't be doing it in a storm. Unless it was a really horrific storm. You're like, this is it, I'm out.
We're going to die.
Yeah.
We're going out.
If there's like epic swells coming towards you, you'd be like...
I think they got quite lucky with the weather, didn't they? From what I understand, there wasn't... What they were saying was the flat sea was harder.
Yeah. Because they had no wind, they had no momentum.
And they had that for like a week, didn't they, towards the end? Just flat seas.
I think the fifth or sixth week.
But I don't think it was that bad that they had to stop rowing.
I think what he was saying as well was the biggest issue was the temperature. Because when they were meant to leave, it was meant to be cooler and have more wind behind them. Whereas when they were doing it, it was so fucking hot.
And I suppose the closer you get to the Caribbean as well, the worse it gets.
Yeah, you're getting close to they're near to the equator anyway.
Yeah.
Well, nearer than we would be here.
Isn't Lanzarote Africa? Or close to Africa?
Yeah, it's a Spanish island, but it's off. Well, Spain is next to Africa. It's above.
That's right.
So,
because when you're in Lanzarote, you can get like a boat trip to Africa, can't you?
I don't know.
I think
I assume it's close.
I think you can go on like a boat trip to Africa
to be able to.
I'm sure that's Lanzarote. Is that where the volcano is, Lanzarote? I think there's a volcano there.
I don't know squat. I know Lanzarote is one of those places a lot of British people go.
I think there's a volcano there.
I know it's on that side of Spain.
And I think you can literally get like a day trip.
Oh, okay.
To Africa.
Algeria.
Don't know. Might be
Morocco. It'll be one of the two.
Possibly. And you go to the souks, what they're called? The markets.
Oh, the bazaars.
Yeah, I think it's a souk.
The bazaar.
Like Aladdin.
Oh, yeah.
Prince Ali.
I've never been to Africa. You have? You've been to
South Africa.
South Africa?
Not proper Africa.
I mean, it's still continental Africa.
Yeah, it's very different though.
Well, yeah.
I assume. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I've never been.
But I mean, it's huge. So, is there any part of Africa that's proper Africa? You got West Africa, Central Africa, Eastern Africa, Northern Africa.
I mean, Bob Geldof has taught us anything.
Arabian Africa.
If Sir Bob has taught us anything, there's some bad bits of Africa.
Well,
you never see a red-nosed day for South Africa, do you? You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, true. There's a country in Africa as well, in South Africa. Like a country that's surrounded by South Africa, yeah. I can't remember what it's called now. Let's have a look.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And South Africa's got 3 capital cities.
Yeah, which is the reason why no wonder everything's fucked up. Yeah. It's like, just decide. Yeah. But is that just because it's so big?
Yeah, I think so. One didn't want to be left out.
What?
Something like that. Yeah, Lesotho is in South Africa.
Where am I looking? Oh, at the bottom.
So you see where it says Lesotho? Yeah. That's within South Africa.
I didn't know that.
So it's completely surrounded by South Africa. And then there's Bloemfontein is one of the capital cities. There's Cape Town. And...
Is it Durban or Joburg?
No, not Joburg. It's Pretoria, I think.
Oh, yes, it is. I think it is.
I think Joburg is where all of the embassies are. It's got something else about it that makes it relevant, but it's not a capital city. There's a few countries, like Bolivia's got 2 capital cities.
When I went there, they said Johannesburg was for all the animals.
Right.
And Cape Town was for, like, partying.
Yeah. Cape Town's where...
Cape Town's like London.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
New York.
It's where Table Mountain is.
And then Johannesburg is like the countryside.
Yeah.
But as much as the countryside in
it's a fucking massive country, though, isn't it, as well?
Can be.
It's a fucking huge country.
I went to Johannesburg on the outskirts.
All right, okay.
And there was some nice bits. And there was some not so nice bits.
I mean, Rio's like that, though. Rio's got some very, very expensive and rich and nice parts to it.
Next door to each other, though.
Yeah.
Like, next door.
Yeah.
Like, I was driving down the motorway and you'll see a guy selling sheds.
Yeah.
Literally sheds.
Yeah.
I don't know who's buying these sheds, but he's selling them. Right next to a great big fancy all-glass Mercedes car dealership.
Rio.
Literally next door.
LA's like that.
Yo, but this was like...
Look,
but then there was nothing...
LA's got an underpass, and one side of the underpass is poverty and junkies and homeless people who have their brain fried by the sun because they're out in fucking 80-degree heat day after day after day after day. And then you go under the bridge and you're in Beverly Hills.
Well, yeah, that's true. But this was like... imagine that there's nothing there. You're just driving down the middle of the desert and there'll be a guy selling sheds, a shanty town, next to a Mercedes-Benz dealership.
That's insane.
Literally within 50 yards of each other.
Rio's is more, you might get one side of the street and there'll be a fence and that's all shanty towns. On this side it's all resorts.
But then you'll have like a mad housing estate.
Yeah.
That's all barbed wired and security fences and then a shanty town next to it.
Yeah.
Rather than like, well, tell you what, let's build it down there.
Yeah.
No, we'll just stick it right in the middle. Put some big fences around it.
Well, there was a thing in Brazil when they did the World Cup there, because they didn't want the World Cup or the Olympics and got both of them. So what they did was just built up walls. They built up huge walls so you couldn't see.
Really?
Yep. The government basically were like, they built, I think it was like a 10 or, might be more than that, it was about a 20-foot wall.
What, so you couldn't see the poverty?
You couldn't see the poverty.
Let's just hide it.
When the trains come in. So from the airport into Rio, they just built up a huge wall. And it was funny, they built, I think it was a university there, and that bit of the wall was glass. So you could still see through that bit, because that was nice.
What?
And then it went back to being bricks. And I can't remember what reason
so it was
they
like
gave.
Airport, Rio, look how nice it is.
This side's amazing. That side's a brick wall.
Yeah, don't worry about that bit.
Yeah. What's behind
Welcome
it?
to Rio.
Nothing.
Welcome to Rio.
Welcome to Rio. Yeah.
Leave.
Yeah.
Airport.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we've got.
There was a comedian who was saying that about Kingston in Jamaica. Because Jamaica, the poverty there, the crime is ridiculous as well. And there'd be like, people will get to Jamaica, they'll fly in, they'll be driving like, this is fucking terrible. I don't feel safe. This is awful. This is the worst place I've ever. Oh, is that our resort? Oh, that's really nice, that is. And they'll spend 10 days at their resort.
That's all they'll see.
And they'll leave and go, oh, that's terrible. And they'll get home, look at their pictures, and people are like, what's Jamaica like? It's so nice. It's fucking lovely. For you. It's great for you.
When I went to Barbados, it was...
I didn't know you've been to Barbados.
Yeah.
Got around a bit.
I went for a long weekend.
Let's talk about travelling on this podcast a bit more.
I went for 5 days. And it wasn't what I expected, but it also wasn't bad, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it was... I didn't expect a big metropolis. Do you know what I mean? I expected little houses and like
island life
and all that sort of stuff. But it was all, everything was well looked after, everything was clean and tidy. It wasn't like, there was no real distinction from leaving the airport to getting to the resort.
Okay.
It wasn't like, oh, we're entering the city or
Yeah.
we're coming out of town now. It was pretty much all the same.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't what I expected, but it was really nice. Like, I wouldn't have felt any different going from the resort to the town
Did you go
in between.
Were you already in the States and went there, or did you go to Barbados from England? And
From
back?
here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we went for... I was filming a TV show.
Oh, okay.
And we went for the weekend. Well, we went... I think I left on the Thursday. Came back on the Monday night or something like that. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And I didn't have to really do anything either. So it was even better.
What's food like there?
Resort food.
Oh, okay.
So English food.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. It was a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
It's whatever you want. Unlimited cocktails around the bar.
I've never stayed at a 5-star hotel.
But it was cool. It was like you had your little individual houses around the resort. Like, so you had like your own little apartment.
Oh, okay.
Like one upstairs, one downstairs.
Yeah.
And it was like a normal room with a living room and a bedroom and a bathroom. And then you walked out and you walked through the resort into the main hotel for the restaurant, and then there was a pool and all that sort of stuff. But we went to a couple of places.
If you'd paid to go there and went yourself and planned it all, would you have been like, this was worth it, or would you have been like, oh?
Knowing how expensive it is.
Right.
I don't know, because it's not my sort of holiday.
Yeah, that
do you know what I
right,
mean?
yeah.
Like, I don't think I would ever pay
For a 5-star resort.
to go to a resort for 2 weeks. I don't think I ever would.
That sounds like a hell to me.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think I would. But
I get why office people do that. People who work their fucking asses off, I understand, or have kids who drive them fucking insane because you should have pulled out, but you didn't. And just thought, let's have kids, that's a good idea. Then you hate your kids.
But yeah, if you just work 50 weeks a year
I
and you go
understand
to the
why.
same office or you do the same
Right.
thing day in, day, you work
I
in a
get why a
factory,
resort
whatever.
holiday where you can unwind and switch off
100%,
is perfect
yeah,
for you.
yeah.
I've never had that hard of a work life.
No.
So
To this day.
to this day, I haven't. Even if I've done jobs like that, it's never mentally. I've never had a mentally challenging job. To put it like that.
No.
Not physically challenging jobs, but never one that's stressed. I don't get stressed in general.
No.
I've never got stressed because of work, so I've never felt the need to go and unwind. I go to places which cause me stress.
Yes, that's
You
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let's get to El Salvador and see this,
Yeah.
try not to get murdered.
Yeah.
That's my idea of a trip.
It wasn't bad. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the resort put on like there was like a boat trip to go and swim with the turtles and all that sort of stuff and everything else. And I didn't get in the water because no, but it was nice. It was nice. It was nice. It was relaxing. It was nice.
If someone ever described anything I provided for them as nice, I'd be devastated.
But we was also doing
yeah.
a lot of filming, so it was very different.
yeah.
We was getting ferried around. We've got to be here. We've got to be there. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. So there wasn't downtime
Yeah.
as such. Do you know what I mean? So it was different in that sense. They shut down downtown Barbados so we could race around it and all that sort of stuff. That was pretty cool. It's a bit of a mad story because...
That's more than pretty cool.
No, I wasn't racing, so I didn't care.
Oh, fuck that then.
But we was at the hotel the night before and was having a few drinks, as you do before you fly out and whatnot. There's a few of us in the bar, and there was this, I think she was like Thai, this lady, and she was at the bar. And the service was really fucking slow, as it is in a hotel bar. So you obviously get talking to people.
Yeah.
So me and this woman, we was chatting, we was having a laugh and a joke and this, that and the other. We never really talked about where we was going or what we was doing. We was just talking about the bar and what was happening. And then you'd be like, oh, drinks, yeah, bang. And then, you know what I mean? You always bump into each other then. You're kind of on the same timeline. Anyway, at the end of the night come and we was walking back to go to the room and everyone got in the lift. And it was quite full. So I thought, fuck it, I'll get the stairs. So I walked to go to the stairs and they'd locked the door so you couldn't go up the stairs. I'm going to have to get in the lift. And I went, oh, it's a room for a little one, as everyone says. So I walked in and got in and I heard this voice behind me and he went, I recognise that accent. I was like, oh. He goes, where are you from? I said, Tamworth. He went, oh, Tamworth? I was like, yeah. He went, I've just built a business in Tamworth. I was like, what? I was like, no, you fucking haven't. We was half pissed. Do you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I have. Do you know that Jump Extreme, you know, like the trampoline place? I was like, yeah. He went, I was like, literally, that's over the road from my house. Like, I can almost see it from my house. He went, yeah, I've bought that one. And then there's their sister one in Leeds, and I've bought that one as well. He was an English guy. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Cool. How random is that?
Yeah.
Didn't think nothing else of it. Right, got to the floor. Okay, good night. Yep, cool. See you later. Bye. That was the end of it. Didn't think nothing else of it. Woke up the next day, went to the airport, got on the plane, still hungover.
Yeah.
Sat down. You wait, the lights go on, blah, 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 blah. We don't start to move. Oh, really sorry, there's a technical issue with the plane. We shouldn't be too long. Okay, no problem. Carried on waiting. Unfortunately, everyone's going to have to get off the plane. We need to get on another plane. I was like, oh,
I've had that before. Only
right,
once.
okay, cool. So what do we do? Right, everyone back to the terminal. Wait in the departure lounge. No, by the gate. Wait at the gate.
Okay.
We'll swap planes or we'll move you to whatever. I was like, okay, cool. As we was walking back to the gate, I spotted this guy.
Okay.
And he was walking with like a representative of the airline. I think it was Virgin we flew with. I can't remember. And she knew him like first name terms. This guy.
Guy flies a lot then.
And I was like, okay. And then I realised that the woman that I was talking to at the bar was his wife.
Oh,
so
okay.
they was together.
Yeah. So you're in with the whole family now.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Didn't think nothing of it. They was walking ahead and she's like, I'm really sorry, Mr. So-and-so. Like, I didn't, he's like, cool, don't worry about it. It's fine. It happens, blah, blah. He must have been in first class and I just didn't see him.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got back to the gate. And I was like, oh, what are you doing, bro? And we started chatting. said, oh, you're going to Barbados as well? He's like, yeah. He went, oh, I live there. I've got a house there. I was like, okay. Right. So have you been visiting? He went, no, we flew from America because we've got a house there. We live there 6 months of the year. And then we fly back and we fly to Barbados and spend winter in Barbados. This was like October, I think, September, October. He's like, so we catch the end of the summer in Barbados, and then we spend what would be the winter there. And then March, April time, we fly back out to the States and we live there. I was like, okay. How weird is that? And he's like, well, yeah, you know. I says, but you're going to Barbados? He was like, yeah. So I explained what we was doing, and there's only so much you could say because it was all like, you can't. It was secret, and people was listening, whatever. But anyway, yeah, we ended up there, and he gave me his business card.
Still got it?
I think I have somewhere.
Get him on the podcast.
I think I have somewhere, but he was like a musician's. He was like in a band.
Okay.
And he was a singer, but when I Googled him, I'd never heard of him.
Right, okay.
And I think it was more of his hobby sort of thing, and I think he told people he was a musician.
Right.
Rather than
a businessman.
Yeah. And he was like, whatever. He was proper, quite like bleach blonde hair, like loads of like pearl, shell necklaces, like big open collar shirts, all that sort of stuff. I said, oh, like, whereabouts do you live on the island? He went, oh, Sandy Lane, which is where Simon Cowell lives.
Oh, okay.
And Rihanna's got a house there as well.
Oh, she's from Barbados.
So it's quite a rich area.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. I says, well, when we found out what was happening, I'd sent him his phone number was on the thing. And I texted him saying, look, they're closing the town down. Do you want to come and watch? Like, you know, I might be able to get you in, or you can come and do whatever. And he was like, no, he says, I'm busy on whatever day it was, Saturday, I think it was. He said, why don't you pop round on Sunday before you leave and we'll have some breakfast at his house.
Right.
I said, I'd love to. I said, but we've got no transport. You know what I mean? Like, we've looked after you. He went, don't worry about it. I'll send the butler around to pick you up. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I was like, wow, I'll see what I can do. But it turns out I got blind fucking drunk the night before.
You didn't go?
No, that's when I threw up on myself in the sea. That's where I was. I drank way too much, sat as far as I dared to go in the dark, in the ocean with all the scary monsters. And just sat and threw up all over myself and then watched it float around me. Like some sort of moonlit epiphany moment of just...
What am I doing with my life?
My sick is now floating around me. How did I end up even here in this moment doing this mad shit? Oh, look, I've been sick. Well, that's cool. I've been sick in the sea in Barbados. Do you know what I mean? It was all a bit too much. And then the next day I woke up and I was horrendously hungover, and we literally woke up late, went to the airport and flew home.
Oh, okay.
And that was it. And I sent him a couple of messages when I got back, and just said, look, if you're ever in Tamworth, let me know. I think I might even still have his number. Have I still got his number?
I don't know.
But yeah, that was my...
It's weird that he lives in America and in Barbados, but bought property in Tamworth.
Nigel Barbados.
Nigel Barbados.
I've got his number. Nigel. His name was Nigel. No, I don't think it was. Oh. Should I text him?
Yes. Text him now. Tell him he's on our podcast.
Right, it's gone green, so let me WhatsApp him.
Oh.
See if he remembers.
He hasn't got an iPhone. Don't message him.
But he might not have any signals in Barbados.
That's true. Message him.
There's Nigel. Do you know what I mean?
Looks like a fantastic guy. I'm only saying that I smacked myself in the face with the microphone.
Oh, Nigel.
I'm only saying that because I want to come on the podcast.
We are talking about you.
Only because I want a free trip to Barbados. I'm not going to lie. I have no desire to talk to this
podcast.
dude outside of me getting something out of it, because I'm that kind of a shallow human. Also, while he's doing that, I brought a new hoodie. I don't like it. Because you know how before, if you listen to the Q&A, I'm talking to the camera now, you crack on.
Okay, sorry.
I was talking about how I don't like elastic cuffs, and look at that. It naturally wants to sit back, and it really bothers me. So I'm either going to have to, if anyone knows a way to eliminate that elastic part without completely tearing the shit out of it, because I'm assuming if I cut a little slit in here, put some scissors in and cut it, there should be something there, right?
Yeah, it'll rip.
You know what I mean? I don't want to rip it.
You need to cut the hole and then sew around the hole. It's the only way to do it. Because otherwise it'll just keep ripping.
I want that to be...
Yeah, and it'll just keep ripping all the way down. Right, I've sent him a message.
It's good talking to you.
It's only one tick. But I don't know if...
He might have a new number.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know what the time is in Barbados.
Yeah, he might have like multiple phones.
Let's find out.
Nigel Barbados.
Nigel. I couldn't remember his
Nigel's a
name.
shit name.
I couldn't remember his name.
Don't tell him to listen to this podcast. I'm going to talk shit about him.
It's 4:30 in the afternoon.
In the afternoon. Oh, that's...
So he just might not have any
Yeah,
signal.
they're about 5 hours behind.
Just might not have any signal.
Might not have any signal.
He might be out on the beach.
Might be living his best Barbados life.
Exactly. He might be flying. I don't know.
COVID might have killed him. Sorry, did I go a bit dark then? Did I go a bit?
It's a pretty thought, isn't it? Fucking hell. How cool would it be if he replies, though? If not, we'll update you next week.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Update.
About Nigel.
Oh, Nigel.
Nigel Barbados.
Nigel Barbados.
I like the fact that he's called Nigel Barbados.
I wish I'd still got his... I'll have to have a look through my bits and bobs because I bet I've still got his card somewhere.
I remember when I was in Cambodia and I met a South African guy who was a millionaire and got smashed with him, but he annoyed the fuck out of me. It was... I'd got from Krabi...
But you drank his rum anyway?
Yeah. No, I got to... where was I? I was in Siem Reap. Yeah, I had a 24-hour bus from Krabi. It wasn't a 24-hour bus. It was... I think it was 5 buses, 2 minibuses, a tuk-tuk, and a skateboard, or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like however many ways of transport you can get to one place. So I'm fucked when I get there. I throw my bag in my room, I have a shower, and I'm sat down at this table. I've told this story before, with my phone, looking at the maps and looking at, like, I used to go on TripAdvisor, like, what are the best things to see, stuff like that. Had my beer, had my big headphones, like these ones. And this guy's at the bar, I was like, you look weird, come and join us. And I'm like, yeah, cool, that's a selling offer. Like, no. And he was like, what, are you a pussy? And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. All right. So I went over, and yeah, he was South African, and the barman, who was a guy called Jaffa, who I really got on with, was saying he comes all the time. He lives in the capital, Phnom Penh, and he comes and just throws money at the place.
Oh, he lived there, right? Okay,
he lives over there. Yeah. He's like insanely wealthy. Like, he owns loads of businesses. He's like a millionaire. I'm like, okay, cool. In that case,
well, if you are, and then you move over there, you're always going to be a baller.
Absolutely, yeah, completely. And it's a poor country as well. Like, they've got their own currency, but they also use US dollar, and beer's $1 there. Everything's $1 there essentially. You want like a lobster, $0.25. So you sure? Yeah, it's $1. It's fine
because they're probably making more on $1 than what they are of what it actually costs.
We just got smashed. He was just like, "You called me over here to drink, mate. I was happy living my own fucking best life.
Yeah.
If you want me to drink,
yeah, get me drunk.
Get me drunk." He got me drunk. He got me very, very drunk. That was the night I fell out of my bed because I thought I was in a club, and I went to get up. There's like 3 Italians in my room. And this was there, yeah. And I thought I was in a club, and I need to go to the bathroom. Why am I laid down in this club? Why is it so dark? Better sit up. So I sat up. And I was like, this is a weird little fucking chair. I went to stand up and fell off my bed. And it was a really high bed. So I was on top bunk, and every bunk had like its own little lamp.
Yeah.
And there's the main room light as well, but a little lamp. And the guy, the top bunk next to mine, Italian dude, turns his lamp on. I was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've just realised where I am. Go back to sleep. I'm fine."
I wanted to talk about millionaires, to talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general.
Currency.
But
we don't know fuck all about it.
I've tried. I actually tried to do some research, right? And I watched a few videos. I read articles on it, and I'm still none the fucking wiser.
Early this year, you know how I was saying to you earlier, if the universe is telling me something, I pay attention. This year, the universe has told me multiple times in multiple ways to invest in the stock market.
Okay.
There's just been enough things for me to stop ignoring it.
Right.
So I started researching it as well. There's a YouTube channel I found called Crispy Shorts. It's this guy. He's got a really rad channel if you ever check it out. In 2016, he did a vlog every day. 365 vlogs that year. He's the guy who went to, he was a co-owner of Fuck Jerry, who did Fire Festival.
Right, okay.
And then I was telling you about the video of some people who went there. That was him.
Right.
But he basically got his money off the stock market.
Okay.
His dad, when he was young, was like investing in stocks and blah, 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 blah. He did that. So he made a video where he explains it to idiots like me. And I watched it and went, cool, I've got that. And then as soon as I turned the video off, I was like, I don't know what you just said. So I'm hoping.
It's such an alien world.
It really is. But it is for a reason. They make it alien.
Do you think?
So not schmucks like me and you can go and fuck. Look what happened with GameStop. as soon as GameStop happened and people were like trying to work it out, they were like Robin Hood, the app, basically their investors were like, kill this or we'll fuck you over. Because they don't want regular people getting rich.
Yeah, but they make it accessible in that sense with them sort of apps.
It
so
is.
why would they not want
Because
they want you to lose your money?
No, it's not simple with that. Because if you're putting money in, then there's always the more you invest, the bigger winners are always going to be the biggest winners. Like the house always wins kind of equivalent, right? So the rich, especially like, because someone was, I was reading about it the other day about, what was the word? I said to you at the start of the podcast.
Blockchain.
That blockchain, yeah. And about Doge. So Doge, is that how you pronounce it? Which is Elon's, it's not Elon's.
It's not, yeah, it's nothing to do with him.
But Elon's, he's like become the figurehead for it now, the flag waver for it. And someone explained it like a pyramid scheme, basically.
Well, I think it's not that one. It's a different one.
Well, you tell me what you know.
I think it's called something like Dark Shadow or something like that, or Shadow Moon or something. And apparently that one is the pyramid scheme, which is the Ponzi scheme, which is where basically people invest, and as people invest, they pay out their investors with other people's invested. So it makes you think that you're winning. So you go, oh, I'll invest more, and then invest more, and then invest more, and then because you're getting returns, which is basically what a Ponzi scheme is.
Right, yeah.
So as more people invest, you pay your original investors with last week's investors. You give them back. So they go, oh, sound, then they pay more, but no one's actually. All that's happening is your man's taking his bit off the top.
Yeah,
and he's getting richer and richer and richer.
Yeah.
And you're just giving people back other people's money.
Yeah, they just keep skimming off the top.
Eventually, it will stop, and people will stop investing. And everyone's like, well, where's my money gone?
Yeah.
I want it back. You go, oh, you can't have it back. Well, why? Oh, because we haven't got it. Because I gave it to Dave.
I've seen a couple of people I know. One now lives I went to college with him, and he now lives in Cambodia. Another guy who used to live around the corner from me, who's an architect, and he now lives in Germany. And they've both been posting loads about it and trying to get people to invest. And I didn't really. So why are you trying to make people invest? Like, if you're making money off this,
that's what I've always questioned about it.
Right? Because I'm like, that does seem.
Use my link to sign up.
That does seem pyramid schemey.
Exactly. It's network marketing.
Yeah.
It's like making it bigger off your network of friends.
But if that's what you're trying to do, and you're just like, the more people who invest and the product becomes, or the stock becomes more valuable, that makes sense.
Well, the way I understand it is, and this is the bit that I got from it, like, it's very similar to gold.
Okay.
In a sense of, it's capped. So there will only ever be
X amount.
I think with Bitcoin, I want to say 900 million, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't know. Could be billion. No. Pretty sure it's 900 million. But they haven't mined all the coins yet.
Have you seen?
And that's why it keeps going up and down.
The computer used to catalogue every trade uses the power. I'm trying to get this right. It's like of a small country.
Well, the thing with Bitcoin is everybody else verifies everybody else.
Every single person.
So nobody owns it.
No.
So there isn't one computer.
Yes.
But
you can't hack a computer
because there isn't one.
Every computer.
Yeah, because you make a trade and then you would verify that trade. So that's why it's decentralized. That's why no one can own it.
Yeah.
And that's why, and because it's capped, that's what keeps it at the value of what it keeps it at. The same as gold. There's only an infinite amount of gold.
Do you know gold and money? Gold stopped becoming the, what's the word I'm looking for?
Currency.
Well, yeah, because money was like an IOU for gold, basically, wasn't it?
I don't know.
That's how it started off.
Right, okay.
Money was an IOU for gold.
Right.
That stopped in 1973.
Right, okay.
So money is now money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so money no longer has any connection to gold anymore.
Oh, so that's why it's paper.
Yeah.
Effectively, because it was written on a piece of paper saying I owe you 6 coins.
Because it used to be, I think, on the American thingy, it was owned by the Bank of America or something like that. Because you didn't own it, you had an IOU from them. That's essentially what money was.
So you was effectively trading IOUs.
Yeah. Because basically what it was like you had gold, you didn't want to keep your gold, so you give it to the bank and they'd be like, well, this is an IOU.
Well, that's why they like gold. Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to transfer.
Yeah.
Because it's not a great big fucking gold bar.
Yeah.
The value stays fairly level.
Yeah.
Because there's only a certain amount. The amount goes up and down, the same as gold.
Is it one of those things where it's like the value is what someone will pay for it? Is that how it works?
Is the what?
Is the value whatever someone will pay for it?
No, it's because there's... I think it works on the terms of how what the demand is.
Okay.
So the higher the demand, the higher it goes up. So the higher the value.
And is cryptocurrency and Bitcoin the same thing? Or are they different
Yes,
things?
cryptocurrency is the generic term for all these
of them.
internet monies, basically.
Bitcoin's one of them, and Doge is one of them.
Bitcoin's the biggest and well-known one.
Okay.
Then you've got Ethereum, you've got
because we can make one, couldn't we?
You can. Anyone can make one. It's just whether people buy it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And that's the biggest thing at the minute is people don't trust it. Because it's so easy to set up. It's also as easy to scam people like the like the Ponzi scheme.
Right, okay.
So if you don't know necessarily, or there is no real background in that company with that currency, you could just set it up and go, right, with a new Bitcoin will be called Sunnycoin.
Yeah.
Buy it. It's a new online cryptocurrency. Okay, cool. And then again, effectively, all you could be doing is getting money off people and then giving it back to them, and it's just someone else's money.
So how do people get rich off it?
By investing at the right time, because it has highs and it has lows. So you buy it at a certain price.
Buy it when it's low.
Yeah, and then it will
Sell it when it's high.
Yeah, or hang on to it. So it's the same as gold. It's the same as stocks.
Right, okay.
It's just all about...
But it fluctuates more.
As far as I'm aware, but Bitcoin at the minute seems to have quite a long trend. So it's over like a couple of years of it going up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it'll just crash.
I remember you saying to me
and
about...
then it goes back up again gently.
You said to a month ago, like, if I'd invested a year ago, £100, this is how much I have now.
Well, I did. I had £100.
Oh, that was it.
I did invest £100.
That was it, sorry, yeah.
And I had it for... Because I invested it, I think it was almost on my birthday.
Last year?
No, about 4 or 5 years ago.
Right, okay.
And I thought, I'm going to get £100.
Of Bitcoin?
Yes. This was towards the end of the last big boom.
Yeah.
So I was a bit late to the party.
Right.
So I got £100 and it effectively just went down.
Right.
It went down and it went down and it went down, and I'd check it every now and then. I was like, this is fucking waste of time. But I kept in it and I thought, I'm going to leave it a year. And then whatever's in at the end of it, my next birthday, I'm going to take it out. And I think it was on like £96. It started to go back up again. And I was like, well, I've effectively lost £4. And then you take it out and they charge you to take it out as well, like a transaction fee, whatever it is. And then I think within the next 6 months, it went up like massively. It went up from like $24,000 to a coin to like $56,000. It nearly over doubled in price.
Do you know what it'd be worth now, your £100?
But even then, I only had £100. So best, I would have had 200 quid.
And
that's the thing. That's what everyone keeps banging on about, this fucking Dogecoin and all this sort of shit. But it's so low.
Yeah.
Like pennies.
Yeah.
Like you can buy 5 pence worth of it. And it has a massive spike.
But now you've got 15p.
And you've got 15, 20p.
Yeah. Like you need to... Elon,
so you've got to buy thousands and thousands.
1.5 mil, I think
exactly.
Elon put in it.
Well, Tesla currently invested $1.5 billion in Bitcoin.
Sorry, it was $1 billion.
Billion. And he said he wanted to do it to test the market, because they started taking Bitcoin as payment for a Tesla.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he wanted to test how sturdy it was. I don't think so.
So if you
don't know,
because
it's not traceable.
Yeah. If you had 70 grand's worth of Bitcoin, sterling equivalent of, and bought a Tesla, then technically you could buy it tax-free.
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
That's crazy.
Because I don't know how it works with your account.
Yeah.
Don't know. But he said he wanted to test the market to see how stable it was. So we bought $1.5 billion worth.
That's a lot.
And I think he almost immediately sold back $500 million, so $500 million worth.
Yeah.
To see what effect it would have on the market.
The thing is, him doing that will have an effect on the market.
Well, them doing that, they made more profit off buying and selling Bitcoin than they did selling Teslas.
Fucking hell.
So effectively now he could shut Tesla down
and just do that.
Every 2 months, and he'd make as much money.
I think that's why he
Bitcoin.
That's why he tweets about Doge.
But that's because he's got $1.5 billion involved in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the difference.
Yeah.
So
if he
he's
had like
making
100 grand in it,
it wouldn't be nowhere near that. And if you've only got 100 quid in it, and that's the thing.
The higher the risk, the higher the reward.
I've made so much money in Dogecoin. I'm like, well, how much did you buy? $500. Oh, how much have you got now? Oh, $1,000.
Yeah.
It's gone up, and I'm like, yeah, but is it worth it?
Yeah.
Like, I know you're not really doing anything for it. But if one tweet from Elon Musk
can
have such an effect, then surely that can have the same effect in a negative way.
Yeah. If he was like, fuck Dogecoin.
And then all of a sudden it's worthless. Everyone's lost their money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And he has the power.
Of course he does, because he's already proven it.
Yeah.
There's a big thing on at the minute where they've called in the dog father, the Doge father, because every time he tweets about it, it goes up massively. And apparently he's on Saturday Night Live this week.
Yeah.
As the Doge father, as this made-up character.
Have
and
you
people
seen
are saying, buy in now, because the minute that goes live, people that didn't know about it are now going to know about it, and it's going to skyrocket again. It's going to be a massive big boom. So everyone's going, buy now, buy now, buy now.
Have you bought now?
No. I don't really care that much, to be honest. Like, it's... I just don't...
Let us know if you buy off the back of this.
If there is anyone listening that knows more about it,
yeah,
but can explain... Don't just come on to sell your trading bullshit so people pay you to tell them when to buy, because that's what all these Forex traders are and all that sort of shit.
I'm trying to find someone who is...
genuine.
Yeah, someone who has nothing to gain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who is just breaking down, this is what's going on. And that Crispy Shorts thing was good for that. And... because he doesn't really talk. He talks more. He just bought a house. He's got a French wife. He's a really funny guy, and he talks more just about his own shit. And he's like, oh, by the way, that's how I made my money. And he does a couple of episodes about that. And the rest of his the videos, the vlogs he does, are just about him. And
I've got a friend actually, quite a good friend, and she deals with wealth management.
Right. Okay.
So she'll deal with people's investments.
I do think going forward that will be the future.
And well, she advises people what to buy and how much to buy, and well, if you buy this, you'll double your investment, or you'll gain on this and you gain on that. I might speak to her and see if she knows. But they don't deal with cryptocurrency,
right? Okay,
because it's not approved.
Yeah,
in terms of government approved and all that sort of stuff. So even if it is,
well, it fucks the banks over, and that's
exactly.
That's why I like it.
If it's tripling their investment and she knows it is, she can't.
Do you know about how the banks got the Rothschilds and everything got big because of Napoleon?
Napoleon?
Yeah.
No.
It all stems from the majority of wealth in this world now, Western world, especially in this country, comes from the Napoleonic Wars. And we'll talk about that.
I was just going to say,
next week.
Is this another story that we forgot to... But every week we go, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
We've got the other one from last time.
Tibet.
And now we've got another one that we still haven't talked about.
But we'll do the banks one's really interesting.
Okay.
Because it was literally just leaked information. And someone having information first, kind of like having... well, it literally was essentially knowing what the stock market's going to do the day before. So you can go in the day before because you've got insider information. And then everyone thinks one thing's happening, so they all sell. Then the opposite thing happens, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck!" And that's how all of these families got insanely, generationally wealthy.
That's how that guy on. Did you ever watch Billions, the TV show? Great TV show.
Okay,
who's that ginger dude? The English dude.
Ed Sheeran.
No, he's an actor.
I got nothing.
He's really good, but he. And is it Giamatti?
Paul Giamatti.
Yes, he's in it also.
I like him.
He's the lawyer that's trying to bring him down. But this guy's got a hedge. He's like a hedge fund.
A movie or a show?
No, it's a TV show. It's like 3 or 4 series. It's really fucking good. You might want to watch it actually because it's all about stocks and shares and the investments. And
I'll make notes.
You do pick stuff up from it. It's obviously Hollywoodified.
Yeah.
But it's really good. But basically, in that, he was a hedge fund manager and he took advantage of 9/11. And when the stock exchange crashed, he was betting on things that was a bit questionable, like pension schemes.
Ethically.
Like the firefighters' pension schemes and all that sort of stuff. He was gambling with their money. Because if you've got a pension scheme of 500 million, they will give that to a hedge fund who will then gamble with it on the stock market to make their people more money. And if it's a bad gamble, they've lost the whole fucking pension for everyone. And that's part of it. Like there's a lot of... It's cat and mouse with the hedge fund banker who's a multi-billionaire and the law enforcement trying to hammer him for dodgy deals and insider trade and all this sort of stuff. But it's really good.
I will check it out then.
It's really good.
I got an email yesterday about my pension.
Did you?
Yeah, about how much is in there. I didn't have a look. I can't remember my sign-in.
We need to
anyway, we do.
Join in next week.
Thanks for tuning in.
If there is anybody that knows anything about Bitcoin, drop us a comment.
Yeah, do let us know.
And thank you all for the tomatoes.
I saw.
Yes.
There were tomatoes. There was
Thank you
4 or
very
5
much for that.
tomatoes.
Should we have another word? Let's have another word. Non-fruit based.
Well, dude, because they did emojis. That's what I noticed.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So I
Let's have an
want
emoji.
I want peach
Peach.
because I like ass.
Okay.
So I want a big peach.
Comment peach or emoji peach
There you
if you
go.
listen all the way to the end of the podcast.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And we did get a lot, and we did see them all. We should probably reply.
We did. I liked them.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
all right. But yeah, thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Peace and love.
Bye.
Bye.